We've finished our war with France, and we are now dealing with some of the rebels they couldn't, and taking back that land. We also have some reformed zealots somewhere, and I'm hoping they'll move around and save me from having to convert everything else. But we'll have to see if that will happen. We are also working towards getting 2 more provinces with 50 development. And we do have these guys who just arrived home from the war with France. Aside from that, we're still colonizing, and I think our colonies are going to be, for the most part, finishing up. And I think that, well, Britain's already started colonizing interior Australia. So, and it looks like Portuguese Australia failed to send a colonist to the colony they took from us, and it is still our culture and religion, so it's fine. We also have a ton of money. Let's spend some of that money. We now have some provinces that need universities, even though we did have all of our provinces with universities at one point. And that's the Battle of Tahiti. We'll retake that. And there is a 33 development province over here. Tuamotu is, 33 development. And produces tropical wood. That was what I was looking at. I want to see what it was producing. Core Tahiti. Conflicts and protests over taxes, corporations, trade, and customs policies are becoming quite frequent and could result in a sharp drop in our industrial production if we don't handle this situation carefully. We lose about half of our gold, but the burghers gain loyalty. Or we lose stability. We'll take the gold. The hit to our gold, anyway. Factory spam. Bring these. Actually, I'm not going to bring these guys home yet. Because I might have to take care of this army. I don't want to, but again, might have to. Oh, Palau has some rebels too. What a sad day it is when France can't handle their own rebels. next month. Why can't we core this? Oh, it's building a university. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll save up the points until we can, or until the university's finished. And I'm thinking those rebels are not moving. Northwest Territories are done. And in a few months, Palau will be back under our control. And Saxony is the Holy Roman Emperor again. China is losing, or Ming is losing their mandate. Alright, I think I'm going to go and deal with those Reformed Zealots, since they don't seem to be moving. Guy Uxbridge and his family. How old is our current trader? 46. Guess we'll get a new one. And now I can't remember why I'm building a spy network in Portugal. Honestly, I don't think I care at this point, because fuck Portugal. Invalid letter of marque. Privateering is always a difficult diplomatic issue, especially when no open war is conducted, and the distinction between an enemy who must be subject to certain rules of war and a lawless pirate is not always clear-cut. Even less so in the case of recently captured vessel, which has displayed a letter of marque issued by a colonial governor with dubious authority. While this supposed privateer looks like a simple pirate to us, accepting the letter as valid may allow us to maintain better diplomacy with his masters. Lose prestige at the cost of... Oh, I don't care about their opinion of me. And what's the Marshall Islands development? 21. Jeez. They've been developing this area pretty heavily. Truce with Portuguese Angola has expired. Okay. It's taken care of. Core those. I guess the university's finished. Now we bring these guys back to... It's Higway, right? Yeah. And the conversions continue. I think I'm doing this to sabotage their reputation, I think. And Japan's dealing with revolutionaries. once the cores are done, we need to build more universities. Could build railroads everywhere. Kutai is apparently free, and we have an election. We'll keep Guy Hudson. Huh. Kutai is free, and it's Hindu. And they have one Sikh province. And one Sunni province. So, who did they gain freedom from? Sunda is free as well. Oh, it was Portugal, wasn't it? It's interesting. Okay. How many more colonists or colonies? 6 more. One of them is finishing up really soon. Tahiti's cord. And I do want to develop more. Alright, Boston was one of them. Three, nope, not, you can't quite get there yet. Wait a couple months and we will. I didn't fucking forgot to turn on the development cost edict again. It may not save that many points, but it does save points. And Beverly is done. So now the only things we're colonizing are the last colonies in the Americas, right? Yeah, and they're all getting colonists, or they all have colonists going. And Boston. And now we have 9 50 development provinces. And Fort Caesar is the other one, is the last one. There it is. And 7 years left until nationalism spawns, or can spawn. Could ask for a contribution from the burghers. And possibly grant them monopoly charters. Actually. I'll do both. Get Diplo support and also a contribution. Accommodation of natives. How long until cores are done? 27th of June. And we have High Fervor. I'm still on trade. I didn't switch it over to war with for the Aragon or the Portuguese War. That might have helped me a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but we have a rebel uprising. French Pacific separatists. Production research flawed. No, we'll take the prestige hit. Okay. Tuamotu. Is the highest one. And why don't they like me? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and raise autonomy because I don't want to be bothered by these. Nauru, New Caledonia. Now what? And now there's like 3. New Caledonia. And Rawawaki. Okay, that should help. That should handle everything. We do have totemist zealots. 13 colonies particularists. I have some problems with that rebellion faction. First of all, what? Really? 13 colonies? That hasn't been a thing for like 300 and some odd years. And why is it just in the Solomon Islands? Okay. Who knows? Truce with the Portuguese things are coming to an end. And I want to sow discontent, or no, sabotage reputation when I can. And a general has died, and we've gained a core province. And we'll get a new general who kind of shit, but can't really do much about it. And we are now no longer bound by a truce with Portugal, I think. Yeah, we're not. Portugal, who is Aragon's labor desire has just skyrocketed. That's great. I don't know why it wasn't high to begin with, but independence is supported by Prussia. Anybody else hate Portugal enough to support that? I'll improve relations to see if we can. And the Upper Amazon has finished being colonized. And I think others are going to finish this month and or next month. 2 this month. And not that it really matters at this point. Princetown, Baltimore. And build universities. All of our cores are done. And Aragon would... Oh, we don't like them, apparently, because they did covert actions against us. Southern Luzon famine, okay. And Fort Caesar is the last one that I want to develop. But I'm going to hold off before I develop it to take the tech, which I'm not going to do either, in all honesty, because we're literally one province away from being. I'm literally one province away from like being done with this series for the most part, and I'm still going to send this colonist out. Where was it? There was a place that I wanted to develop still. Or was there? Richmond, Escambray. Princetown. That's what it was. I think. Yeah. I remembered. Or did I? Yeah, 19 development. But again, pretty much next month this is guaranteed, I think, to finish. So, I mean, I'd say it's, okay, that's surprising it didn't end that month. Anyway, I guess it just didn't, have the new settlers coming in. But we have finally taken all of the Americas. Every single one is a complete city. And every single province is a complete city. After 401 years of playing this game. Less than 401 years. But I don't know. I think towards the end it was kind of boring, and I mean there was a clear point in the campaign where I was bored of it, but I think it was interesting to see exactly how much money I'm making right now, and to take the game a little longer than you're otherwise able to. And the U.S. is one of my favorite countries to play in EU4, and you know that might be due to a little bit of bias, but it is not my favorite. I will say that, and I don't know if I will ever play my favorite country in EU4, which is Castile. I don't know if I'll ever record myself playing it, but yeah, I had fun. I don't know if I'm just talking to myself anymore, if anybody stayed on this long enough to watch really anything past episode 90. But maybe I'm even overestimating there. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm going to play next. I'm kind of grand strategied out at the moment. Not really planning on playing CK2 or EU4, but I'll have to see what sounds like it will be fun for me.